What a fantastic debate about free will
Yeah.
and the role of the creator.
This is a warning. This episode contains mature themes, including violence, body horror, and death. Viewer discretion is advised.
Good evening. I'm Jane Paris, reporting live from the site of the Salem Crater, where a mysterious...
Forces Arcana. Aha! Welcome, future witches and current witches, to another journey into the labyrinth of time and magic. Our Discord is alive with discussions of magic already, and we're eager to connect with those who share our passions. Whether you're here to learn, create, or simply to enjoy the ride, there's a place for you in our circle.
You say parabox or paradox?
I don't think he has my friend's best interest in mind. Why, I wanted them to be ghosts for their own benefit.
Hannah's already died before, because that's how they became Hannah. Like, Dorothy died. Hannah could die. They might come back, though, because they're alive. But it could just be like, Hannah is gone, and then someone new is them.
This is the last stop before we get off. Are you sure this is the choice you want to make? Quickly, there's danger among us. And then I prep.
I'm gonna destroy it. Let's go stab that with your sword. That was God? God is so dumb. We're going to show you a great time.
What is your relationship with the God Machine? We are going to be delving into a mystery with...
I don't ever play. I always DM. I don't ever have to roll anything.
Now her fate is tied to that of the fools.
You look for something. Are you willing to gain it back for one final sacrifice? Come. There may yet be time for you to do so.
I push up my glasses. I had to stop her from screaming.
Hi, Corbin.
Hello.
I'm going to run a game for you, and I'm super excited. Now, the players can't know everything about your character. But,
of course.
What's going to happen is that we're going to see your character, the Hacktivist, mount a mission. That mission seems like it's through this group called Icon, who is your Hacktivist organization. And they've got a number of NPC members, but those people, they're not as skilled as you. You are the main force behind Icon these days, and you are going to take down Lucius Spectre.
Okay. I'm writing this all down.
That sounds great. I have it all down on a character map right here. In fact, Spectre is the CEO and creator of Spectre Design and Integration. But there's more. You know that Spectre Design is partially a God Machine installation. What is your relationship with the God Machine?
Man, Dad.
Dad.
Or Mom, depending on the day of the week. So I am a fallen angel. I am a demon of the god that was once an angel of the God Machine. I used to be a person known as Manservant Neville, and who ran a corporation for the God Machine. And as part of my falling, I didn't do my job quite as well as I should have, or as well as I want, or as well as the God Machine wanted me to, and so I fell.
Can I interject just a moment?
Yeah.
Have you seen the movie Incredibles? It's about a superhero.
Yeah.
I picture you very much like the dad in the insurance agency.
Oh, totally.
So, like, the God Machine requires there to be suffering here. It requires boredom, and it requires just this pure will draining, because it feeds off of that will. It needs that will to sustain all of reality. And so you don't love this job, I'm imagining. And
Oh, definitely not.
you're bad at it for a while before they catch you. And so when you leave, you do make it out of there with some upgrades, but also with some powerful enemies and allies. Tell me a little bit about this narratively. Feel free to add details in.
Yeah, sure. So leaving the God Machine, the fall, I basically grab everything from my desk as I'm on my way out, and I pick up things along the way. I pick up stuff like armor plates, a giant rivet gun arm, electrical components that are grafted into my flesh in a way that makes me look essentially like a walking cybernetic monstrosity.
Hmm?
My skin is like that of a gargoyle of stone mixed with steel and this giant arm. I have cog patterns etched into my flesh and a cog wheel sticking throughout the top of my head like a mohawk.
Oh yeah. But this is your first cover, right?
This is my demonic form.
Oh, this is your demonic form. So this is how you really look.
This is how I really look beneath the fleshy exterior that I hide behind, making me look like a tall, dark, handsome man with handsome, chiseled face type features.
Yeah.
And that's Menservant Neville, but Marcus Smalls himself is got a hoodie. He's got the hacker like motif going, a little bit of a stubble because he doesn't shave properly, and the type of guy who you look at and you immediately identify as that guy's up to no good, that guy's a hacker or something. Like,
oh yeah. And I think that you've got like a whole crew of these people. And as we see you, cut to, it's a building. It's owned by Lucius Spectre. And the team, including Marcus Smalls' girlfriend, Alyssa Bennett, are all here. And they're taking up these various positions. They're kind of like hacked into the network. And you know that there are people inside who are counting on you to make sure that this thing stays up. You have dice available?
I do have dice available to me.
Well, this is a hacking check, so I'd imagine that you can use wits or intelligence plus your computers.
Okay, wits, intelligence. So I got 6. And then because it's hacking, I have a specialty, so 7 dice.
Excellent.
And we'll see 7 dice not give me any successes. So I was half right. I got 1 success. It's a 10. Oh, and it explodes again. So I got 2 successes on that check.
All right. So as you get those 2 successes, it seems for a moment that you haven't actually been able to completely block out the other people on the other side of the system. Then a thought catches your attention. There's a spaceship leaving the planet.
Oh.
Lucius Spectre is going to be on it. But you know that Lucius Spectre isn't a human. Lucius Spectre is an angel named Luke, and they once threw a gear through your head. And if anyone shouldn't be on a ship that gets to leave this planet as it slowly degenerates into nonsense, it's Lucius Spectre. The heist goes off great. With your 2 successes, the agents get out, you've stolen a bunch of important data, but more importantly, you've stolen the location of this thing called the server farm. And in the server farm is where Luke has been building this spaceship. But the problem is that it's a Citadel.
Man, that's going to be tough to crack.
It is. And so here's the real thing. Do you bring Icon with you? Because this is probably a suicide mission for a mortal.
I wouldn't want to risk people getting hurt in this. I'm gonna go in on my own. I'll basically leave a note essentially saying if I'm not back, like, here are some people to contact and to go up a different chain if I don't come back, in case things go to hell. Maybe someone else can take up the cause.
Yeah. The path that you take is short. Just a few planes and trains and automobiles. Nothing can stop you from your destination. Nothing can stop you from your mission. It feels so close to before you fell. You're driven. You know what you need to do in a way that you've been searching to know ever since you joined Icon. What are your tactics for breaking into the installation?
My tactics are to go in very, very subtly, try to get a good surveillance of the land, see what people are dressed as, what people who have sort of maybe a uniform or something that gives them clearance or some more authority in there. And when I get that sense, when I understand what's going on, I'll use my quick change embed to take on the clothes of someone with that authority, so that I can essentially embed myself into the Citadel, so that people aren't questioning why I'm walking around.
It's easy for you to do. No role required. You notice that this installation, the server farm, which is inside of a major populated city, is bizarre. It's like suburbia inside the urban landscape, with these little white picket fence houses that dot the inside of this corridor of skyscrapers. People are getting in. There's no uniform, but they all do look not even retro, because they wear modern clothing, but you get a sense with your people reading skills that everybody here is on autopilot. They're all being controlled. They're all being brought to this location to live these lives. And you change your signal and it accepts you. The God Machine always accepts you. You know all of its codes. And so you walk through. You manage to get a car that looks just like all the other cars that are coming in here, and you pull into a driveway that looks like just all the other driveways here. And you start the mission. You try to find some sort of network to get onto. You find it. The network is active here. It's called SpecterNet.
Okay.
It's got its own servers cut off from the real internet. But you manage to find a back door in. They never changed the passwords.
They never do.
The moment that we cut to next, however, is not a pleasant one for Marcus Smalls, because we are inside of the towers. You can't defeat the God Machine. It's a god. You came so close. You know, you sabotaged all the right systems. Lucius Spectre walks out triumphantly as you are like carried down into the carbonite and locked away in the center of this tower. But then in that moment, you see that there is something in the code, in this pattern here. A little crack, a sliver of possibility, a chance to escape. Here, all the other demons who sought to take down this installation are lurching around their high-tech cells. But not you. You can break free right now. What would you do?
I am going to rip the gates and break free.
That's right.
Rip the gates is strength plus occult plus primal. So strength is 2, occult is 5. And primum is, I think, did I give myself 5 prime? Man, this is an insane amount of dice I'm rolling. I've never rolled this many.
We had multiple parties. I hope you had a good time too.
Party.
I've got an exceptional success on this.
Okay. We're going to cut from here to a time ship, not so far away, to where 3 friends are sitting around having a party. And it's you 3 and your characters. Tell me about that party you were all at just a second ago. What's going on?
Well, there's a part where we dance as cats, and then there's a part where we dance as Rides-the-Storm.
Hannah's there then. That makes sense.
And then we started to talk about our favorite stories from when we were just little witches.
And it is in that moment, as I think the middle of one of Ethyl's stories, Ethyl, you feel something is wrong. It's just like it's like the floor drops out from you. It's like when you sank into the abyss. And you can tell that something is coming. That's all you can tell right now.
And Mona's like just approaching you like meow 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 meow.
All right, something is not right. Something is quite wrong. Can I look with Death Sight at what's happening?
Absolutely. Death Gnosis, Mona, that's going to be a prime Gnosis if you'd like to immediately switch on the God Eyes.
Do you say that out loud, Ethyl?
Yeah.
Rides-the-Storm. What would you do as Ethyl says that out loud?
Then I immediately would engage and try to simultaneously ask what's wrong, and then I would try to scent with spirit sense.
Yeah.
A sinking feeling.
Try to do shadow gaze to see any spirit.
Ooh, that's a good one.
2.
2 successes. So you can tell that there is something that seems to be coming from inside of Ethyl. It's some sort of magical wave. But there's something else. With your second success, you notice that there's also a connection to the Cosmographicum, the instrument in the center of the treehouse that you use to pilot the ship. B.
5.
5. Okay, we'll get to 5 in just a moment. But first, Rides-the-Storm, you feel the wave of spirits. There's this pressure, there's this force building, and you feel something greater than old Snap. Something beyond, something more powerful, the most powerful spirit you've ever felt. It feels like the spirit of the entire world is calling to you. And it's calling to you from this strange metal orb in the center of the room.
I'm sorry. Yes, with your warning, I looked into the shadow in the spirit world, and I feel I've seen something. I'm feeling something that I've never felt before, and I feel it coming from the center sphere in the room. I'm if you would come with me, can we investigate? And then that's all
Yeah, absolutely. But I do want to then go to Ethyl, Ermengarde Ward, because when you created the concept of death, you put these bounds around it. What is death? How do we keep death where it is? It's a very fundamental part of being alive, in fact. You feel like someone just kicked one of the legs out from underneath death itself.
Like it's falling into the abyss?
Maybe. Actually, exceptional success, yes, it is. In fact, with an exceptional success, you know where and when you need to be to make it stop. if you'd like to try to stop it.
Oh, yeah. I
It'll
got a literal pit in my stomach, so yes.
You need to do a fate spell. Fate plus Gnosis. You can add a yantra if you'd like.
High speech?
Done. +2. What do you say?
Probably something to the liking of, oh my god, catch this. And then, because, Ethyl, still kind of a kid. Oh my god, catch this. And, kind of puts her hands out as if she's, making a net that she's sort of catching the sort of death realm in from continuing to fall downwards.
So fate plus Gnosis +2. So you reach your hands out. You can feel that energy. You can feel where it is. Your body turns instinctively to the Cosmographicum.
4, rolling good.
The energy right through you into the Cosmographicum. It pulls you and your companions to it. Would Mona and Rides-the-Storm take Ethyl's hand as Ethyl seems almost drawn magnetically to the same thing that you felt, the world calling you through Rides-the-Storm?
I try to grab her hand and move with, and try to move in front of, and just looking back at Mona's face in this moment to see what's happening.
We can fix it. This is the way to fix it.
Yeah, sure. I grab Rides-the-Storm's hand, and it yanks me so my cat ears fall off my head, and we're all getting close to the orb.
And in the next moment, Hannah and Alora come in with a bunch more drinks. And they look around. There's just cat ears on the floor. All right. We cut to everything's on fire. The building has exploded out. There just seems to be all of this high-tech science fiction stuff strewn everywhere. There was a white aesthetic to this room, but now there's kind of a gear aesthetic to this room, Mona. It's kind of all of these gears, the God Machine's gears. No, actually the God Machine's gears were manifested to become actual gears, and they tore this room apart. There are a lot of people in this room. There is a woman. She is screaming, just screaming this one perfect pitched note. There's a person who is hunched over in a corner. They're curled almost into a ball. There's this other person who is sitting in what looks like a prison cell that would have a Star Trek-esque force field that has been deactivated. It seems that you've been dropped into an exploded prison.
Okay, this my god might be slightly responsible for this. Where are we? Can I look at it with Mage Sight?
Absolutely. You look at it with your Prime Sight. I'm not going to have you roll. You just look around and you notice that this thing is special to the God Machine. There's something about what's happening here. These gears seem to be almost a structural pillar of this reality. I take it back. I am going to have you roll, but it's for the level of detail of things that I tell you. Corbin, what would Marcus Smalls be doing in this moment?
So from his perspective, did people just...
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. There's a and there's a slamming of realities as everything breaks around you. And then something unexpected happens. 3 people smash through that break in reality, which is not your intention for this situation, but there's a lot of things going on. It does seem like the creator of this place had created their own, whatever things.
I'm gonna start. I can just walk up to them. There's nothing holding me back or anything, right?
That's right. There's nothing holding you back.
I'm walking in my hoodie. I've got my hands in my pockets, and I'm just gonna start like looking you guys up and down. And it's like, how did you manage this? And I'm like trying to figure out what sort of occult craziness just happened, because I was not expecting this to happen at all.
Yeah, I think that you could roll a occult check, actually, but let's have the fools describe their characters. Ish, would you like to start with Rides-the-Storm? What does Rides-the-Storm look like these days?
Sure. Currently, Rides-the-Storm appears to be a Native American male in his 30s, early 30s. Seems to be wearing a eclectic garb of clothing, seemingly from all types of time, because it's what he's been given, so he just wears it. And essentially modern clothing, maybe some clothing from the future, maybe.
I think you blend in fine in this time stream. It's kind of like comfortable, almost athletic wear, but more casual.
Yeah, I agree with that. But also lots of very gears and knickknacks, shamanistic.
Yeah, like totems and things, which you would recognize with your occult knowledge. You might not just other occult things, except the other two also kind of look like people. What does Ethyl look like these days?
So Ethyl is a tallish, dark-haired young woman, has a kind of goth Morticia Addams vibe to her dress. She is holding this sort of beautiful wooden staff that's kind of like a walking stick cane thing. But when you look at it out of the corner of your eye, it almost looks like it could be a scythe, but that's ridiculous. And then she's wearing a purse that looks like a skull that was custom made for her by Mona, and basically just looks beautiful, as if like you could just magic yourself into looking as goth hot as you wanted.
But you can.
Her number one aspiration.
Oh, yes. And if anybody would like to set any aspirations at this point, feel free to think about what your character would want in this moment and take that as your aspiration. But first, Mona, what do you look like in this moment?
Mona is wearing jeans, steel-toed boots. Mona is a kind of on the petite side, white girl, short brown hair, kind of thin, wearing a t-shirt with HIM Razor Blade Romance, the pink vinyl on their t-shirt. And are they wearing their wings right now? Probably not. But their cattail held on through the Cosmographicum. So they're wearing a cattail, which is like super weird. Yeah.
No, people wear cattails. I've seen that. That's real.
Is it like, is it animated? Is it?
Oh yeah, they have an unlimited budget on this show, so it probably is.
So what I'm getting here is a punk, a goth, and a shaman walked into a prison.
I mean, yes.
And is Mark right in front of us, or?
Yeah, I'm walking right up to you guys, and I'm like sort of just like if as long as you guys are just like curious as to why I'm doing this, I'm just gonna be like looking around, like kicking the ground or something, trying to figure out what did I do that caused this to happen. But more likely what you did to cause this to happen.
Sure. And what do you look like?
I look like I've got stubbly beard look going on. I've got my hood up for the most part. My features are a little bit in the shadows, but I'm like 6 feet or so. I give off the tech guy aesthetic, where it's like the shirt underneath is like, there are only 10 types of people in the world, those who understand binary and those that don't. That type of aesthetic.
Mona, did
All
you
right.
get successes on that prime check?
Just 2.
Just 2. Something here is important. You're not sure what. It's definitely God Machine themed. You get an uneasy feeling about the destruction here. God Machine gears shouldn't manifest like this. This shouldn't be. There's something is definitely wrong. And Rides the Storm, you also feel like something is wrong here. You can feel the spirit of this world crying out to you. It is in distress, the whole world. It's an overwhelming feeling, in fact.
All right. Are you, and speaking to its compatriots, are you two okay?
I don't know. Like, physically, yes. Mentally, And Mona's just gonna, like, walk directly to the gears and, like, fall to their knees and just, like, pick them up.
They're fused into the walls, so you'll have to use prime magic to unfuse them. That just happens. So you're like pulling these gears out of the walls. There's people here, though. You're doing it in front of these witnesses? Great.
Sir, how many people are here?
It looks as though there were more cells than there are people here, as if many of the people who are being kept here have escaped out into this building. There is currently a woman who is still screaming at a very high pitch. She actually hasn't stopped to take a breath the entire time that you've been here. And then there's this other person who's like crouched over in a corner, and then there's the hoodie person.
Okay. Should I be thanking you guys for rescuing me?
What is this place?
You're welcome.
I mean, so you didn't purposefully try and get me out of here? So I shouldn't thank you, or should I?
No,
Yeah.
I don't. We don't know where we are. We definitely don't know who you are.
I'm Marcus. It's nice to meet you. I'm a little bit concerned, though, with the giant explosion that just happened. Did you guys mean to explode everything?
No.
Did you do
What-
that?
What makes you think that we caused this explosion? Can you be more specific in terms of what?
So, can I determine where the ground zero of this explosion occurred? Is it where they arrived?
Yes, I think that right now what's happened is when these people arrived, the room didn't behave the way it ought to have when you hacked it. It's kind of like it short-circuited in a method. You've never seen anything like this. You would say, did you roll that occult check?
I've got 1 success.
You don't think that this would be possible without divine intervention. You're not sure exactly what kind. You've never seen safeguards like this.
Okay. But the explosion occurred where they came from.
It kind of occurred out of the front of the cell that you were in.
Okay. So I'll be like, something you did may be mixed with something else did. What were you doing before you came here?
While you are saying this, though, I do want everyone to roll a subterfuge check. For one of you, and you know who, it's a manipulation plus subterfuge. And for the rest of you who have no clue who that person could be, probably, roll a wits plus subterfuge check if you wouldn't mind.
All right. I will spend a willpower point to add 3 dice.
I had 2 dice and I got 2 successes.
1 success.
I had a lot of exploding.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, actually, I'm sorry. It's exploding.
2.
successes.
Okay.
0.
0 successes.
6.
Well, it's not like you just failed a spot check or anything, but all of you seem to think that this Marcus is very, very trustworthy. There's something about you that just likes this kid. He's really, really like, he's almost instantaneously like your favorite person. For Rise of the Storm, he reminds you of Tatanka. Ethyl, he reminds you of like your kid cousin. And for Mona, there's just like this vibe you get. He's cool. He's so cool. As he's explaining this thing, you get this feeling that he's got something to do with this explosion and that it's almost like he needs your help.
Can we look at him and see if he is magical in any kind
He
of
does
way?
seem to be magical in some way. You could roll a prime plus gnosis check.
Okay. Mona might be better at assessing that. I kind of want to know if the jail's full of dead people now.
The jail is not full of dead people, but as you turn on your death sight, there is a current of death. It's like a death energy, almost like a death electricity that's flowing through the walls of this building.
But we're not in the abyss?
You are not. You are in, it seems, the mortal realm, though it's very high tech.
Okay.
One,
I feel like we succeeded.
one success on Prognosis.
Looks like a sleepwalker, actually.
That's a non-magical person, right?
A non-magical person who will not cause paradox if magic is cast in front of them.
Okay. I will whisper that to Ethyl.
But there's something wrong with Crouch in the Corner guy and Screaming Woman.
Yeah, what do they look like?
Filled with the abyss. It sure looks like those are demons.
Oh no. Those two are demons. Hey, is this a prison of demons? Marcus, you poor guy, you're stuck in here?
Screaming Lady, her head does a 180 turn and like look at you.
I immediately try to engage the screaming head turning. Leave or we will be forced to harm you.
Roll an intimidation plus presence check.
I will spend another willpower. That's 0 successes.
That's not good. Would you like to make that failure a dramatic failure? You could also succeed at a cost.
Let's just make it a dramatic failure.
Okay. With a dramatic failure, she is not interested in running away. She is going to scream towards you, and you all get to roll. We're not going to even roll initiative. I'm going to give our Hacktivist the first turn in combat, and then we'll go around. Hacktivist, what would you like to do as this demon attacks these strangers?
I am going to... I mean, do I have my gun?
Yes.
Or do I have any form of weapon on me, I guess?
Don't have your gun, but you know how to get it. Let's put it that way.
Okay, so I can't just like mentally like scan the mine, I guess. Like that's really all I got going on. I'll try and punch, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. So that'll be at -1 because you don't have brawl.
I'll do an all-out attack so I don't have my defense.
Okay.
So that'll give me a +2 or +3?
+2. +2 for that. If you'd like to add a willpower, you could add +5 total.
Okay. I'll add a willpower to that.
Yeah. Do it with brawl and dex. So -1 +3 is 2, +5 is 7. Not bad for someone who has no idea how to punch someone.
So I've got 3 successes on that.
You, despite all of the inclination that you are this tiny little hoodie-wearing kid, run up to this screaming demon lady thing and punch it, and its head spins around and it kind of like Twizzlers for a second, and then it collapses to the ground. Done. The whole combat's done.
I push up my glasses. I had to stop her from screaming.
What does she look like to you?
She looks like a Twizzler head thingy. Someone said demon before, right?
I guess that was the question.
It does sound like someone had said demon before. All of you vaguely remember someone saying demon.
I distinctly remember someone saying demon. So
yeah, that was me.
That was you? Good. You don't need to be caught up on anything.
And then there's one one more person, correct?
Yep, that one's a demon too.
I guess I was getting at, like, you see them as demons also.
Oh yes.
Yeah, okay.
I'm also just like, good, you know what we're up against.
Friend Marcus, I'm glad you are here with us now. Join us.
God, this is. Can you guys handle yourself in a fight? Because right now, I can't be babysitting anyone.
There is no sitting of babies necessary. We are all capable travelers. We are all here to help.
So I think this will be a skill challenge. You're going to have to pick someone to roll a skill to get you out of this building. And Marcus Smalls, you would feel the effect that has made it so the guards haven't arrived yet, slowly beginning to dissipate.
Oh no. We need to leave immediately. We're all kind of in danger right now because the guy who owns this building is not going to expect 3 people who just blew up into here to be not with me or with or not here for good reasons. Can you walk and talk? Let's walk and talk, shall we?
Before we walk, I would like to add in one of my aspirations, destroy abyssal entities or things.
Yep, absolutely. Seems like a great thing to add.
And there's still that second abyssal demon.
Yeah.
So I would like to summon a lightning bolt.
Yeah, absolutely. So the lightning flies through it. I'm not even going to have you roll. You have so much magic that it just melts this creature. But what I am going to have you roll is I would have you roll Paradox. So assuming that you're using your magical tool, is that your cross these days?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
so
right. I'm wearing a wooden cross. Actually, it's funny. On top of that t-shirt, HIM Razorblade Romance.
Perfect. Perfect. Love this. It seems as though his skin was some sort of like green molasses, but it didn't look like that before you electrocuted it. And you can see that his pieces are kind of like sinking back into the god machine.
Before we leave, Mona, can you grab anything here and take it with us? You seem to know what this machine is.
Can I grab a gear?
Oh, yeah. You slide it out. It becomes white hot in your hands.
I'm gonna try and look for like a closet or something that we can like pop into or something.
Yeah, absolutely. You see exactly the door that you need and it slides for a moment.
Okay.
But before you do that, I do want to just send you a quick message about something that I think you will want to be aware of.
Yeah, please do. I'm just gonna write this down to you.
Fools, no need to be afraid. As we all know, you're so safe.
I'm gonna open up a door to a location and I'm gonna usher everyone inside. Like it's going to open into a safe spot that we can chat to for a moment while we get our bearings on this situation.
I can't remember. Do we know your name already?
I said Marcus, but did everyone else say their name? Because I don't think I got it.
Not yet. But Mona walks in the closet and goes like, "Great job, Marcus. So resourceful."
I think all of you know what space magic feels like.
Right.
And this feels like space magic because the place that you step out is not in the same place. It's not like you stepped into the Fae, but there's a sensation that you have as you leave the prison and you enter into this darkened space that everything has shifted somehow. This room, you're on top of a metal catwalk, and then down below, there are all of these people, hundreds of people, and they're just standing there. They're looking almost blankly forward. All sorts of people.
Before she gets a really good look, when Ethyl steps out, she's going to do like a big shiver and be like, "Ugh. I just don't understand why we can't go through death. This is so uncomfortable."
There is a thing that happens, unfortunately. Ethyl, Roll your resolve plus your gnosis.
Oh, okay. 4.
Okay. There's an overwhelming sense that you have that you are needed, but it feels there's just this pull, this push, this something needs you. Something is coming for you now. Okay. And with that, I'm gonna give it back to you all. Go have fun in the warehouse.
Okay, we've got a second here. I'm Marcus. I was investigating this location and things went a little bit hinky and I got thrown in that jail cell. Who are you all?
I'm glad you asked. I am Rides-the-Storm. These are my compatriots.
Yes. Hello, Marcus. I am Mona. We are the Fools. We time travel. And yeah, we kind of just appeared here. Our machine brought us here. We were pulled here.
God. Who wins the World Series in 5 years' time?
What's the date right now?
Hopefully we will. The series
I am assuming it's like the president. I don't know what.
I actually think it's a little bit in the future. Maybe it's like a 2030.
Yeah, 2030. Okay, so it's 2030.
Okay, we didn't destroy that timeline, right?
I mean, it's right here. You're living in it right now.
Oh, okay, good. Well, I don't follow sports. Sorry.
Okay, well, I mean, but in any case, so Fools, time travel, Mona rides the storm, and what was the last one?
Bernice. I'm trying.
Bernice.
Do you like it?
Yeah, it matches as much as I assume it matches. I mean, you're a time traveler. I don't know if Bernice in the future is a young person's name or an old person's name, a name for a man or a non-binary. I don't know how your time travelers things are weird.
Ethyl's face goes through so many emotions. Why you say that?
I mean, think about it. Zelda was an old woman's name until the 80s.
What? Anyway, it's a Poe story. It's about teeth. Is that true though? About Zelda?
Oh, totally.
I thought it was made up for the game.
No, it's like an old Jewish woman's name or something, I think.
Did you guys know that? Sorry, I interrupted the game for this, but did you know that?
No, this is all English. This is absolutely.
This is.
Yes, from the people I even met on I was aware of Zelda.
I think I did my rundown. Your rundown is you guys have no idea what's going on.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah.
What was the name of the prison you were in?
Doesn't really have a name. Like this whole facility is run by a guy named Spectre, like a Lucius Spectre type person.
Is that who put you here?
Yeah. So you guys never met him or know of him?
No, I'm unaware.
Okay.
Does he have a person's name?
God, I mean, Harry Potter came out however long ago. He has an evil person's name. As far as I know, this guy has been doing stuff. Have you ever felt like you were at a job that was like a very boring, your life is just the four walls around you cubicle job where like your soul is being drained from you in more than just a metaphysical sense?
No.
I don't think I've ever had a job.
I went to high school. I mean, same.
Okay. Like high school or prison, it is deadly to a person's soul, and this guy Spectre has basically been farming people. As
Farming
far as
them how?
I don't know. He's got like machines and crap.
Speaking of
That sounds-
machines,
Maybe it's like mana.
there's a clicking sound, and the roof of the warehouse begins to slide open.
I'm not used. Okay, I think we need to start moving now. We are being followed, I think.
Something
By Spectre?
fast through the sky flies over, slides up over the roof. I would have you each roll a wits composure check, except for Mona. Mona. It's a servitor of the God Machine in a way that you've never seen it before. It's like a whole piece of the God Machine has been detached and given a form in the physical world. Something that you didn't know was possible. And it looks very much to you like a person with wings. They have these long arms, and dangling off of one of those arms is about 13 bodies. Human bodies. They all seem to be alive. And then it takes its other arm and extends it down really fast, and it shoots through a woman down in the bottom of the warehouse and pulls her back up onto the arm, and then it moves. To everybody else, it looks like a flash of light. Unless, how many successes? 2. 1.
Also,
The two of you with 1 success see it shoot something out of its arm to pick up the person down below, and with 2, you would recognize it as an angel.
Wait up! Mona, who wants their first impression to be great, rips off her cattail and hands it to Marcus, and then wings pop out, and then she's chasing this angel.
I'm gonna grab you. I'm just like, what are you doing?
I need to talk to this angel. That's the God Machine. That's a physical manifestation. My God. I go.
Have you met the God Machine?
The white wings pop out. They fly off at a supersonic speed. Rides-the-Storm, are you following?
Yes. My wings come out as well. And I'll grab Ethyl.
So you fly up on those wings. You see this happening, Hacktivist. What do? Mona's gone too fast, but the other two are flying at the speed of bird, the speed of plane.
I'm gonna whistle as much as I can to get their attention. And I'm gonna yell out, "Do you want to live? Don't go near that thing. You don't have all the information."
Okay, at a game, it's both my obsession to speak with God angels and my aspiration to find God. Would I turn back? Mona's gone.
in game, I'm gonna yell down, "Did you not hear what we named ourselves?"
Okay, can you grab me? I can't fly.
I thought you grabbed on to Mona for hanging on.
Can we say I'm like dangling from Mona's leg or something?
Yes, yeah, that's exactly what we can say. I can't fly, you say. The other two are behind Mona. You're going just slow enough not to lose them at this point, but you're going pretty fast because you got to keep up with it. And you can see it as it weaves its way through this thing. And because you're traveling so fast, I'm going to say all of you roll your wits posure. 1. Okay. With 1 success, you can tell that there's something happening down in the streets. There are more people out in the busy streets, but with what you know, those people in the streets aren't going anywhere. They're just going to keep circling the block, and it's a traffic jam. Okay. Rides-the-Storm. As you fly through the city with your keen eagle vision, you can see that out past this city, it seems that this world is very badly damaged. The world is in pain and it's crying out for you, and you almost feel like the place that you are, and you feel like you're drawing closer to it. It's all tied into the world somehow. It's like this is the eye of the world. The other thing that you would notice is that there's a lot of strange things happening down below. Things that don't seem to be making any sense to you. People who are just kind of like looking at walls, or people who are walking in circles. Small things. People who are eating lunch outside at little cafes and they're talking to someone who isn't there. Discrepancies that make you wonder if this is real even.
Mona is so concentrated, they got 0 successes. Their eyes are focused on the angel.
Would you like to make that a dramatic failure for a beat?
No, I do not. Nice try.
So close.
I also got no successes, probably for the opposite reason, terrified.
Would you like to make that a dramatic failure for a beat?
Always.
Oh, excellent, excellent, excellent. Because the God Machine's been looking for you.
Me?
Yes.
I am pretty special.
Yeah, I heard that you were the spoke of all realities. And as you fly over what seems to be just a regular traffic intersection, the square in the middle where the 4 roads meet slides into 4 little triangles that open up very, very rapidly at the same sort of speed that Mona would fly. And they are going to envelop you and Rides the Storm in darkness for a moment. It's just like Rides, I think this is some sort of evasion check. Maybe it's dexterity plus athletics, if that's a reasonable pool for you. Add your primal urge.
Sure. Okay. I'll spend a willpower as well. Woohoo! 5 successes.
5 successes.
I'm sorry, 6.
6 successes. Take a beat for it. As you swerve out of the way of the darkness, it almost feels like there are these little fingers, not hands, but just fingers.
We broke the game.
we broke the whole
The
internet.
network was really laggy there, wasn't it?
You were too successful.
Just flying through the air on an angel. I did not expect that to be where
Oh yeah, welcome to the Fools.
This is how things go, honestly.
Yeah.
Also, Corbin, great clue reference right thrown in.
Oh, thank you. My sister and I watched it a million times. I've memorized the entirety of that film.
Rides the Storm rolls an exceptional success, swerving out of the path, and you manage to save Ethyl from this thing that clearly wants Ethyl. It's got all these tiny little fingers, no hands, just fingers, and they're all grasping for Ethyl. And Ethyl, you feel it inside of yourself, and it says, I need you. I need you right now. If I had you, I could fix this. I need you inside of the machine.
Can I try to wiggle out of Hunts the Storm's grasp?
You can just let go.
Okay.
Oh God.
Do you want to catch Ethyl?
Yes, of course.
You try to catch. It's an opposed dexterity plus athletics check.
Am I rolling against Rides the Storm?
That's correct. This is an opposed roll between the fools. A fool off.
A falafel.
There we go.
Tell Katie, next shirt. What am I rolling?
You can roll Fate Gnosis if you'd like to, instead of Dex Athletics. That would indicate that you're really committed to this plan.
I mean, it's the thing that thinks I'm the center of the world, right?
That's correct.
Yeah, no, of course, commit.
You can add a +3 Yantra of letting go.
I've rolled. I have 9 dice.
You rolled 9 dice? No.
Yes.
Yes. How many successes?
That's... Wait to hear.
Okay. Scream!
So Victoria's commit to the plot is way better than Ethel's commit because I somehow rolled not one on like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Okay.
It's 13 dice.
I rolled 1, 6.
You rolled 1 and you rolled.
Oh my god!
Okay. All right. So you're going to cut to, this is actually a drawn out battle scene that we don't actually see most of, where for a moment, Mona, you and the Hacktivist are flying ahead. And then there's that pillar of darkness. And in that moment that Bernice just lets go, Bernice begins to fall down into the shadow. Rides-the-Storm swoops around and snatches them. But the eye of the God Machine has opened and is looking at this point now. All of the angels, all of these angel automaton, essentially, because they're not true angels. They're like that thing that snatched those people. The one that you're following does not stop, but several around you do. They just drop all of the people from the height that they're at, killing all those people, and then swoon right directly for Ethyl. There's a swarm of angels. In this moment, through miracle alone, Rides-the-Storm, you are weathering a storm of angels. There is a storm of angels, and they are all trying to rip Ethyl from you, and you are dodging them by like milliseconds. They are 3 times faster than you, but you quickly recognize that they are not conscious in the same way that you are. They're not even animalistic, they're mechanistic. They are moving according to rules, and you time it just barely ahead of them every time.
We need to get out of here.
I think if I see the god's eye, like eyeball, am I like assuming it's the machine?
It's not God. God is still missing, but it is the machine. This is almost like an AI running on the machine, running without a user.
Okay, I'm a user. I'll install myself.
Okay, roll Prognosis.
While in bird form, I'm doing all this dodging and drafting, and I'm listening to my new best friend, Marcus, scream out, "We need to get out of here." And then I see what Mona is doing, and I just have a look of, this is impossible.
5 successes.
Okay, all right. I wasn't expecting it to go in this direction, but this is what's happening.
I found God. God was within myself. Also, I got you, God. I'll hold your place until wherever you come back from.
All of the angels swarming around Rides-the-Storm stop. They just pause in midair as you immediately interconnect with the entirety of the machine. And you can see that this reality is breaking. You can tell that since Salem was destroyed, Richmond, Virginia was destroyed, the eastern seaboard of the United States has been almost completely destroyed by what sleepers would judge to be massive natural disasters. But you know it better to be the Abyss. It's demonic activity. The demons have started to seize control in this timeline. You can't tell everything about it. You're not a time mage, you're not a space mage. You can just feel it. That this reality is being eaten by demons. This planet is being eaten by demons. This world is gone. There is no chance for this Earth anymore. It is, you feel with an exceptional success, a direct result of the actions that the fools took in 1692. The disruption that you have made to the timeline has been so severe that by the time it becomes 2030, the planet itself is being brought into the abyss. The machine has been so badly damaged that it cannot sustain itself. You feel all of that very quickly and in a very thorough way, and then you feel something else. something that locks your access. Something that it's almost like you are this blinding white light courses through and around the system. Another user who isn't God, but is. Another angel is here. Mona is in a trance at this moment, kind of like without dots of mind magic, unable to process reality around herself. She is hanging with her wings. The Hacktivist is hanging off of a leg, and what had once been an extremely dire situation is now a ambiguously dire situation.
Can I try and get her attention in the way that I messaged you?
Yeah, let me check.
I'm going to have to do a little bit more than that.
Yeah, of course, please.
So I am grabbing hold of Mona's leg. My arm begins to envelop into electrical cabling at the nails as I grab your leg, and I am going to electrocute you to get your attention, and my eyes get covered in a visor that is glowing.
Those are so cool.
It's going to be 2 successes for 8 bashing damage as I electrocute your leg.
Yeah. Mona, it blows through you. You do end up taking 2 points of bashing damage. It manages to reach you, so you feel it.
Oh, man.
How much have we caught up on Marcus and Mona?
Since Mona has come to a dead stop, and so have all the angels, and so has that weird shadow thing, which is kind of like going back down into the traffic intersection. You're there. You're all together now. Oh, and Marcus, tell me some more about this electricity eyes thing going on here.
It looks like my skin has fused with metal a bit, and that I am currently more like partially a cyborg right now as I'm doing this. I didn't want to, but my hand was tipped. I think I am going to... I will message you what's going to happen, so as to build suspense.
Yes. So, Rides-the-Storm, you sense something. Your new best friend, this Marcus guy, he's not really a human, you don't think. He's kind of like a spirit, but he's like a weird, different, not spirit. Oh, he's like the rabbit. You're pretty sure that Marcus is a demon.
Oh, sure.
You're not sure if it's a demon inside of a person, or, yes, that sounds correct, or if it's just like a demon in person form, and you're also not sure why you couldn't tell earlier, because you definitely should be able to tell, but just in this moment, it's like all of a sudden it's gone, the veil has been lifted from your eyes, and you know.
Wow.
I'm gonna yell out to Rides-the-Storm, you need to stop her. She doesn't know what she's doing.
Your sister's here, Mona. She's just, she's here now. And she wants to talk to you. It's Luke.
I have a sister named Luke?
Lucius, but gender's not really... We don't do that. That's a human thing. You don't need to do that anymore.
Wait, I have a sister?
That's right, Luke. You'll catch up quickly as soon as you shed that flesh body.
Is this the angel that I was sensing?
Yes, you're here now, and you're in a chat room with an angel. You did, however, get damage in your physical body, which probably indicates to you that you can't stay online long.
Okay. I must use my words wisely. But am I wise? No, I'm a fool. Okay, so I understand that this world is filled with the abyss and breaking down. Is this anyhow tied to the abyss angel that we met in the paradoxed timeline?
No. What is this thing that I am finding in your memories? This paradox? Oh, actually, maybe yes. Oh, this is very strange. Yeah, you definitely should have destroyed this. Have you destroyed this yet?
Yeah, we did.
Oh, well, that's good. Why are we still being destroyed? Is this your fault? If we destroy you, does it stop happening?
I think it's already happened. Is this world savable?
We're leaving. I'm leaving this world. I'm bringing some of the humans. Below your feet, there is a massive spaceship, and it will soon depart. All I need is one last piece.
Like off the planet or off this timeline?
Well, we're not able to time travel. We're only able to leave this physical shell, which is collapsing here. I'm hoping that the backup systems will be able to sustain us and will be able to create some sort of pocket reality outside of this planet once everything here falls into the abyss.
Oh, I can do that. I can open dimensions.
Oh, good. Do that.
How much more electricity do I need to use?
Yeah, notice Roddy's just like sticking, electrocuting at this whole time, and the those angels, all those mechanical automatons that had frozen midair, they are still mostly frozen, but they do all turn in your direction.
Where's God? Do you know where God is? The God machine?
I know what I am here to do, and I know that it is not our place to question them. God has chosen me for this role, and I am here to steward the people.
Can I
What is your role?
I would like to roll to
What is your role? And as she, they, he, it says this, suddenly you see a very different face.
Yeah.
Their face has many, many eyes.
Okay.
What is your role? 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 My role is to shepherd the human race. What is your role?
I think my role is to fix the God machine.
Fix it. But it's so broken. Everything here is so broken.
Anything is possible if you set your mind to it. I roll to better understand what the heck is going on.
Roll me a stamina plus resolve -3 check.
Okay. Resolve -3. That's just one die.
Okay.
No, nothing. I guess
All right. Fall unconscious. That's correct.
Yeah.
So, in the air, the angel who is supporting you falls unconscious. The two of you begin to fall to your deaths. It's a pretty steep fall. I'm going to say 9 stories or so. And yeah, Mona looks really graceful while doing it. How does Marcus Smalls look falling out of the air right now?
He is looking around for some way, like he's looking to see if Rides-the-Storm is coming to save them from falling, but if not, he is holding his outstretched hand and is about to rip a new one into reality.
Yeah, you do think that you could rip into reality, or you could try to physically like secure. There's skyscrapers nearby. You could try to get to one of those, or you could wait for Rides-the-Storm to save you. But I think I'd like to jump over to Bernice. So, Ethel.
So we can see this happening in real time, right?
Yeah. Well, which part?
Them starting to fall.
Yeah.
Can I? Okay, I don't know if it works this way, but
Yeah.
can I open like little ghost gates under them and in front of us, and then put us in a finally comfortable place, which is safely in death?
You can sink everyone into death. That's very easy to do.
Good. That will
Yes.
save your lives. Okay. Question.
Yes.
Could we do that like lucky thing so we get 8 again when we do this?
If you had asked me ahead of time, the answer is yes, but right now the answer is it costs you a mana and also yes.
Okay, that's fine then. So with 8 agains, we get to reroll. Okay, it cost me a mana, but now it's 5.
Okay, with exceptional success. Rides the Storm, you have previously dodged these Stygian portals that Ethyl opens up. Would you like to dodge this one now, or would you like to fly directly into it?
I will fly into it.
Okay. Everything gets cold. Hacktivist, you're still conscious. Mona goes through. Do you want to go through too? Oh, you're muted.
Definitely yes. I was going to do this exact thing.
Well, it's different though, because this is the underworld. You suddenly go to kind of like that liminal space where geists would see, where all the dead are. And all of you, now floating since gravity no longer applies through Ethyl's spell. That's not to say that gravity can't apply in the dead realms. It's just that it doesn't. Things behave as Ethyl wills it here. Comfortable couch. Whatever else Ethyl would imagine is made of ectoplasm here. Comfortably shaped, floating above the streets of angels, lining up, searching in military grid patterns. Mona lies unconscious on the couch.
It's a fainting couch.
It's a fainting couch. There's a lot of dead people, but they're just not inside the little bubble underneath you. It seems like there's probably at least twice as much death in this world as there is in the world that we are right now. And you think, as you look out, that it is concentrated in this outer ring around the pristine community below you. And then it is out further. It's like in the distance, all this death. But there's a lot of death. It's just not directly there. Directly below you, there is but a single thread, that electricity-like death that you felt before, and it's pulled down underground. You can sense that there's some sort of great death, but also some sort of great rebirth happening there.
Isn't this so much cozier than that closet spell?
Very much so. Thank you. God.
I'm gonna start fanning Mona with like a really dramatic like lace fan.
Marcus, you don't feel the eyes here. You don't feel them watching you. For so many years.
Do you mind if I slip into something more comfortable? This is so much better.
And this massive gear cracks open on Marcus's head.
My entire body begins to take on a more mechanical cog. Stone and metal melded together with cogs etched into each part of my body. My entire form looks as though it is vibrating at a high frequency, and my teeth are full of metallic wire. Oh, God. So there's a lot that I need to explain.
Yes, please.
Would you like to wake up? You wake up. You have one fewer bashing damage, which
Yes.
means that you are at a penalty to your actions because everything kind of hurts. It stings.
Okay. I wake up and I'm like, I see this gear person. I say, where's our new friend Marcus?
Yo. I had to do it. I apologize. This it must come as a shock to a lot of you, but uh this world is in danger because of that creature that you were so adamant that you wanted to be a part of.
No, 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 no. You've got it all wrong. The God machine is the reality. It's what it's like everything around you, everything you see around you is the God machine. What's destroying this reality is the abyss and all the
That
abyssal entities.
the God machine is you know what reality should be? Your normal day-to-day lives, the history, that is separate from the God machine. It is not supposed to be here. It is a parasite that has latched onto humanity. Those people out there aren't free-willed individuals. Look, if you want to go back there and examine them, they are indoctrinated. They are being controlled by something more powerful than they are, keeping them in check. They are lambs to the cosmic slaughter in a way that is something that the human mind can barely process. You think those demons in those cells were dangerous. You have no idea how dangerous the God machine is to humanity.
As you say that, I shift into see a very large brown fur werewolf, reddish brownish fur werewolf. Then let us end deceptions, Marcus.
Hmm?
For I sense in you something truly evil. You must explain yourself
You do
quickly.
not you do not sense evil. What you sense is an angel detached from the God machine. Like your friend here, though your friend is still under the impression that she's going to do right by being part of it, and he'll point to Mona.
You mean you were a part of the God machine and now you're not, so you're considered demonic?
That's what demons are. They are ones who do not follow the plan. And if the plan isn't, it doesn't even need to be that I didn't follow the plan. I could have believed in the plan 100%. But when you even make the most tiny mistake, when you don't take on the role the God machine wants of you, if you think you can do it better or just different, the God machine detaches you. It leaves you out, and you are immediately going to get killed by any number of angels looking to hunt you down just because you had the audacity to do something not within the plan. And once you get detached, you can actually see how incredibly dangerous that plan is. I've lived with humans. I have humans I consider my friends. I didn't bring them into this citadel because if I did, they would be dead. Do you wish that for humanity? Do you wish subjugation or death upon them?
You're feeling so impassioned that your speech has begun to almost verge into what you would sort of consider to be high speech. And it does kind of sound like high speech because it is both true and untrue at once. You've only heard demons speak it, and you are pretty sure that this being believes this thing, but Rides the Storm, you get a very different sense of what's happening here as someone who sees spirits. This being here is, in a very real sense, a corrupted spirit, a spirit that has been corrupted and it doesn't follow its place because it has free will now. Spirits aren't supposed to have free will, and that's a paradox. This is an abyssal thing. This is something that is inherently destructive to this world. But you remember Parallax saying something about how it was also important. It feels almost like this is the world that's been made conscious, fighting against the world that is not conscious. The machine god. You see the machine god, and the machine god is the world that is screaming out to you. They are one and the same. And it screams out to you, but it also visits great suffering upon the people here, and not just the people, but upon itself. The machine is breaking and crumbling underneath that pressure. And this creature here is a piece of that thing. It is the god machine, but it's also not. It is this world, but it's also not. It is a physical avatar, and it should not exist, but yet it does. You're not sure if it's a person at all, and it sits inside you more than it might for Ethyl and Mona, though I think Mona is probably having some existential problems right now as well. Ethyl, not dead, neither dead nor alive when they are in this form to you. You don't think they can die. In fact, you think they're unkillable. Just like all the abyssal things, if you take its name, a piece of it, its history, what it wants, and then its very soul, you can capture it in a Pokeball if you want to. You know the rules.
I mean, so initially I was making it very comfortable for everybody, but this is ruining my vibe. Hardcore.
Ruining the death vibe.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be so nice, and now we're talking about how we're going to potentially kill all of humanity by Mona pursuing the machine god.
Also, you don't think that either Mona nor this creature can die, so there's that too.
Wild. I think there's a lot of pacing that is happening. Yeah, there's a lot of pacing, and Ethyl just sort of talking out loud to herself and continuing to make the space nicer as if that's going to make it better. Now there's tea, now there's cakes, now there's cookies. They're all dead though. It's fine.
You understand that the God Machine is not good. It is not evil. It is uncaring.
Oh yeah, I know the God Machine. It's a machine.
Whether it's yes, okay, all right, understood. I understand your situation. You are a spirit broken away from its creation.
If that's what helps you sleep at night, sure.
But you seem to have gained a conscience away from your creator.
Yes. Free will is a luxury that I have, that my fellow or previous coworkers or previous family do not have. Your friend Mona here isn't like me, obviously, as far as I can tell.
It's interesting because I don't think you've met a lot of mages before either, but it's very clear that Rides the Storm and Ethyl are also not really in those same shackles. It seems to mostly be the sleepers.
They're separate from the God Machine,
Yes.
but Mona isn't.
It's really interesting because you can't tell.
Is she in exile?
It's gotta be. You're trying to
Yeah.
like put all the pieces together, right? Because she's clearly not working for the God Machine, because then she would just be instilling its plan. But
Yeah.
yet at the same time, she's got a physical body. It all lines up. You're pretty
Yeah.
sure that Mona is an exiled angel.
So then I would say your friend Mona here has free will similar to me, or at least some semblance of it, though wants to reconnect to the God Machine. That's what I would call an exiled angel, an angel that hasn't yet fallen. My assumption would be if Mona joins the God Machine, she will end up like one of those automatons out there working for a system of control without any free will.
I do not want this fate for Mona. Mona, you want this fate for yourself?
I'm having trouble wrapping my head around this.
I mean, I feel like I've just I've just shattered your entire illusion of the God Machine.
And potentially.
Not even shattered. I just can't even see it. Like, you're describing the God Machine as I know it to be. What you're describing is just something different than the God Machine. Like, this whole thing about taking people's free wills. It's not what the God Machine does. Like, you should just come to our timeline.
Have you seen the God Machine benefit humanity?
I would also note that, Marcus, you know that there's a citadel directly below you.
In the underworld.
In the underworld, you don't know what it looks like there, but it seems like all the buildings have a one-to-one mapping with these ghost buildings. So you'd imagine there's something. And you can see a big corridor of death that goes down into the below.
Oh God. The the infrastructure of the God Machine runs deep even down here. It's as if the machine is feeding off of the souls of the dead down here. At least as far as I can tell.
Ethel stops pacing and snaps her head around at that statement. Didn't we go somewhere else where ghosts were getting eaten at that farm? No.
Mhm.
Can we
All right.
put a seal on it?
No, the God Machine is just part of everything. It is everything.
If
You
it
can't-
were part of everything, it would have been called God and not God Machine. The machine has to be created. It isn't natural.
All right. If we can save the people here in this world, in this time, not join the machine, not become part of its plan, how can we do this, Marcus? How can we achieve this? I'm trusting you for no deception.
Since you have my trust, I'll have yours. My only road that I know is taking down the Citadel and destroying the server farm that is beneath it. That is essentially a spaceship, as it will.
Yes, we're on a time ship, so I'm familiar with what a spaceship is.
Personally, I want to make sure that Lucius dies.
And Lucius is another avatar of the God Machine, another angel.
Yeah, another angel.
Okay.
You need to understand that I may look like a demon, but I am also was an angel. And there's not much difference between an angel and a demon when it comes down to it, aside from the free will aspect of it.
How do you kill an angel?
Dude, I'm right here.
Let's go over here where the angel can't hear us.
Mona, how do we kill you? Is that what you want? How?
But no, don't kill
No.
me.
Mona, if you'd like to, you can spend mana. 1 point of mana heals 3 bashing.
Oh, I'm filling up my ether while I'm in my normal form.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, it feels good.
It feels real good.
Mona does have it within herself to destroy the God Machine. It's an Archmage power called blasphemy.
Yeah. Oh, you can destroy the God Machine.
Mona, if I may suggest, perhaps a middle path. We destroy this citadel, or stop it, at least from eating the souls of these lost ones here. What that will do to the God Machine, I'm not sure. But it might starve it and force the God Machine to see other options, to see reason, so free will, or more free will upon its subjects, what it considers its subjects. Perhaps there could be a dialogue established between Marcus and the God Machine's agents. Reconciliation could be attempted. The God Machine is everything of this reality. It is
Right, but
everything comes from it. So
the God part is missing. The God part's missing.
Yeah.
The God who created it is
So
missing.
I've seen other angels try to reformat the God Machine. It is not an easy endeavor.
Things need to move along, so the city begins to split open. Just like the roof. That's right.
Shall we head to the Citadel and deal with the server farm?
Okay. Yes.
Even in the Ghost Realm, giant spaceship.
I am going to go back to my human form now.
I grumpily eat a dead cookie.
It tastes like ash. Things do not taste good here.
I'm gonna eat the cookie and have fun with it and enjoy it, savor it.
Yeah, it's really pleasant, actually. Regain a willpower.
I can control my entire body. It's fun. I could eat vomit and still be happy.
I grab one of the tea pots and say, "No time for tea," and throw it. And charge.
You shatter down through with the ghost powers shifting down lower and lower. Ethyl, you're in control of the ride. Where do you want to go?
I mean, we're going down towards the Citadel, right?
Yep, there it is. The Citadel seems to be a giant spaceship as far as you're concerned. This ship seems to be called the Citadel. You can tell it's being powered by a giant corridor of death that seems to fuel directly into its spaceshipness. One quick note is that there does seem to be a tower made out of the conjoined human body parts of a bunch of different people, all welded together here in a very unpleasant way. But it's not that many dead people. You'd say it's in the hundreds. There is also a glowing Sauron-like fusion hole that is red and yellow and white. That's kind of like perched on the top of this tower of bodies. And Mona, you would recognize this to be Luke in the person. Good.
Can we see ghosts getting funneled into that like we could at the farm?
Yeah, except it's much, much quicker. What you see is you see those angel things come over here. It quickly determines which body parts of the people that it needs, and it also needs all their souls. So then it butchers them like you would an animal and then sticks them onto the tree, and the soul just very efficient, actually, if anything. It does actually seem as though the extra non-used human body parts are being returned to some sort of soylent green mixture here on this planet.
Yeah.
Why is this the first time I've ever seen the God Machine behaving in this way?
You've never opened your eyes before, but now you can see.
It's almost like a new awakening.
Maybe you saw demons when you were really seeing angels.
Marcus, how do we destroy this machine? This Citadel?
Citadel? Its infrastructure, it has some sort of linchpin that's holding it together down in its server farms. I don't know exactly where, but we can track it down. Additionally, if we want to kill the angel, we need to find its bane. I'm not sure if we'll be able to do that in time. But we can kill it and let it reform however many days it takes for it to do so, and hopefully by then it won't be able to repair the ship.
Supernal vision? Did that find a bane?
So,
Kind of cast that.
what you know when you look at this situation is that these people, it's not just their souls that are being absorbed, it's actually absorbing their entire prime essence. And it is a factory that makes more gears. This universe, this world, doesn't have enough gears to exist. It's actively falling apart. The pieces are falling off the edges. This tower of human bodies transmutes humans into the gears that it needs for reality to exist. And you can tell that it's not just their deaths, nor just their bodies. It is actually their torturous existences, and that it requires suffering as well. It requires joy. It requires everything, but it requires this. Everything is part of the God machine, and God allows babies to die. Or at least the machine does.
Can I start trying to decay some of the equipment?
You'll need to leave the ghost realm to do it properly.
All right, guys, I know that this is super cozy, but we gotta step out. This needs to go.
I turn back into a bird, a giant bird.
The wings unfurl.
You can tell that Mona's hesitating because this goes against everything she believes in. She's just having trouble understanding that what she's seeing is her reality, I guess.
Marcus, Ethyl, do you need a ride on my bird wings?
Yes, I would love a ride.
Same. I assume we'll start falling again.
Leaving the death realm and decaying a bunch of stuff. Roll that decaying check. Marcus, I would have you take an action. Mona. As you shift back into reality. You are the only one that the eye focuses on. The eye of Sauron, Luke, turns to you. Sister, there you are. You're here to fix this.
Yes.
Good. Let us leave this reality now.
Which reality did you want to go to?
I didn't know there were more than one.
Right, you were planning on going in like a pocket dimension.
Yes, there's not enough. Oh, my. Ow! Ow! Pieces of the flesh tower sloshing off, parts of the spaceship falling to pieces as Ethyl just. Archmaster of Depths, this thing. Marcus Smalls, what do you want to do?
I definitely want to rush down into the. We need to destroy the spaceship immediately. I'm going to do my best to navigate because I can see the infrastructure of the God Machine and where its linchpins are going to be.
I think that's going to be a composure plus a skill, maybe computers or occult.
Okay, so composure and occult, so awesome. Got a lot.
Marcus, tell me the way. I will take us there.
Point in that direction that way, and I got 2 successes.
Ethyl can melt you a hole into the side of the spaceship, but you have to go get down to the ghost core. This thing's being fueled by ghosts, and you got to go there. Ethyl, you with 6 successes easily destroy all the angel servitors coming towards you, slash dexterously through this ship. You can go directly to the ghost core. Why, sister? Why do you do this to me?
Who created you?
God created me, just as God created you.
Where's God?
It is not our place to question where God is. Sister, if you just let us have the linchpin, we can leave this planet. I can shepherd these humans. I just need one more piece. Even with the damage that's been done, if I had it, I could.
Okay, listen. I've never seen this side of the God machine before. Obviously, like, look at that. You're torturing a bunch of people.
This is required. This is the only way. If we didn't do this, we wouldn't be able to save the people that we will save. This is the only way for any of the humans to survive.
Would reality survive without the God machine?
Cut back to the excursion party. There's no roles required here, but I'd like you to dramatically narrate a thing that happens as you storm through this spaceship and fight a bunch of angels.
Dodging, flying, carrying everybody. The other two party members. Angels try to reach out and grab at us. We just have to dodge, and Ethyl just melts them away.
I definitely turn my right arm into a giant rivet cannon akin to something out of BioShock and start blasting. Angels, especially lesser ones, falling almost in an instant in a ball of flames.
Each of the angels that's coming at you, you know them. You recognize these ones. You're getting close to Luke's most important assets. It's strange, but you recognize one of the people coming at you. It's Naomi, that exiled angel, who you used to have deals with recently, within the past 2 years, and there's just reabsorbed, as if it was so easy to just go back.
Naomi, you were better than this.
There's a place for you. Join me, Marcus. We can still be. Oh God.
Quick question for Marcus and Ethyl. Which one of you is on my back, and which one of you are in my talons that I'm carrying like this?
I feel like I would totally be in your talons, but wherever Ethyl wants to be.
Yes, because I wanted to be on the back, like going, like I'm riding a horse into battle.
Wonderful.
So cool.
I need the freedom of movement.
Up above.
Mona knows what they're gonna do. Can I use my 12 experience points to add dots in some sort of arcana that would help me find God?
Loading. How many dots in fate and time do you currently have?
2 in fate, 0 in time.
All right. So, with just time 1, you could ask me some questions, some divinations, and I would tell you answers. With time 2, I could tell you more detailed answers. And with time 3, you could know some serious stuff. That would be all 12. 4 per dot of time. But with Fate 2, you can kind of already get a sense of what needs to happen. You would roll a Fate plus Gnosis check if you'd like to just follow the threads of fate and see the paths laid before you.
Well, I already have 2 in fate. Would it make sense to get a 3rd dot or
Sure.
3 dots in time?
You could have 5 dots in fate, I'm pretty sure, if you'd like it. Which means
5?
yes, that would give you the ability, just like Ethyl, to just write reality.
Yes, please.
Okay, well, how do you like the scene to end?
What?
Yeah, what happens?
Okay. I meet God.
Okay.
Well, I liked Rides-the-Storm's idea,
Mm-hmm.
where the machine was maybe built with the wrong purpose in mind.
You learn in that moment that you do not know the purpose of the God Machine.
Yeah.
You know that the purpose of the God Machine is existing, and you see back throughout not just your life, but all of fate and time, and you peer and you see for just a moment the lightest shadow of a barefoot walk out of a room as God leads. A barefoot, like a unshoed foot.
Oh, okay, not a bear. Okay.
Actually, now that you say it, it is also the foot of the animal, a bear.
Okay.
It is a barefoot. And for
Okay.
just a moment, you see it step from reality. And in that moment, you sense that God is gone. God was here, but God is gone, and God has left the God Machine. The God Machine will continue to function as it has been programmed to do, up until the point where it is unable to do that. The more damage that has occurred to the God Machine, the more it will need to compensate. It is this compensation that is the brutal, ritualistic sacrifice of humans. This is not the natural way of the God Machine. The God Machine doesn't want to be a meat grinder, but it doesn't care if it is.
Oh, well, then I just need to fix the machine. I meet God, and I say, wow, I didn't know you were a bear. I will fix your machine.
You now need to make a choice. If you stop your friends, you will be able to save some humans and send them into space. You also can tell in that moment that they will require you to kill your friend Ethyl to do this. Or you can destroy this installation. There is, at that point, no chance for humanity to survive in this timeline. However, reality will, and the God Machine will continue. Humans will just all die on this planet. You don't think it'll happen immediately. It's kind of like a soon, not long after 2030, there will not be very many humans on this world. Because this is caused by the things that the fools have done, it could be fixed, but not in this session, and it would have to be through time travel. So, Corbin, those are the kind of choices that my players get in almost every session.
Yay!
Is it over? Do I have to make the choice?
Yeah.
Oh, God. I don't want to save humans. I just want to fix the machine. I need a giant wrench. Okay, so we're just going to put this universe on pause. We have a time machine. Let's go in the machine, guys. We're going to fix the time. We're going to fix the machine, guys.
You are at the ghost engine. It's an engine filled with screaming ghosts, as you would expect. You have just defeated the angels that guarded this section, and you're about to overload it with Ethyl's power when Mona appears.
Mona, I'm glad you're here. Help us destroy it. Good shot, Marcus. Fantastic.
Oh, it's delightful. Take a beat.
We have done so much. We've killed so many angels. It's all worth it. We finally get to do this one thing and save the universe.
Yes, I understand your points about free will now. This is exhilarating.
I love living.
Okay. I talked to God of the machine. They told me how to fix the machine so this doesn't happen. Get in the time ship. Come on, Marcus.
As you say that, the time ship appears as if it is fated. It's got like a plank that comes down. Parallax is standing there. Parallax is holding a phone and timing you on it. It looks a lot like the time watch, actually.
Great. I guess I call out to all the suffering humans that
They're
are...
dead. They're dead here.
Oh, God. Get in the ship. We're gonna fix this machine. This machine can't be broken. If it works properly, it works really well. It's just broken and we have to fix it.
And we go back in time to do that.
Yes.
So if we destroy it right now, we'll be fine. We're going back in time and everything will be hunky-dory.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't matter if we destroy it now.
Ethyl, please destroy it.
On it.
As you blow up the ship that was...
Wait. With my fate magic, doesn't matter, right?
All the humans die. All the humans die in this timeline because of the choice that you're about to make, and that's okay. Because you're going to fix the timeline, right?
Yeah.
Great. Well, all the humans die in this timeline. It explodes. Ghosts everywhere. You all walk up the gangplank. Mona is like pulling her hair.
Ethel!
I'm so glad my girlfriend is no longer being subjugated by the god machine. She'll live on, but hopefully we can fix things more. For another timeline, I'll help you in this regard.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thanks.
Free Will Spirit.
Yeah.
I know, Marcus. I feel like we've been friends for a long time.
Yeah, Marcus. We just instinctively trust you. Why don't you come on board our time ship?
Ethel, you look fantastic as you destroy the ghost machine and walk really cool into the ship.
Rides-the-Storm, I feel so seen. Your flying was beautiful.
Yeah, the two of you are like walking side by side as Rides-the-Storm's feathers retreat back inside their body. No big deal.
No big deal.
Marcus will look to Mona and say, you need to know... There's a lot about the god machine you need answers to, and hopefully I can provide some of them. I don't have all of them, but I can at least guide you in some way.
Thank you.
You've got a new demon guide. Perfect. Demon guide for the fallen angel. You did not sacrifice Ethyl to become a tool of this thing. There were other ways to do it besides for sacrificing Ethyl, but let me say that if you had allowed the spaceship to take off, even if you had just let it be, it would have dramatically changed which people would have been available still to save from this timeline. Those people continue to exist and can be saved in the future. All you need to do is fix all the things.
I wonder, with the Hacktivist, if there's a way to reprogram the machine so that when it does break down, it gets its energy a different way.
Need to figure out how to get a lot of essence.
Yeah, like in Monsters Incorporated, where they get essence from laughter.
Yes.
Yes.
Instead of screams.
It is honestly the exact same mechanic as Monsters Incorporated, except that reality needs both of those to function.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like naturally in the world, all those things happen naturally. So they should have an abundance of essence, which makes me wonder, I guess when the machine's broken, it tips the scales more. So
if you can think about it as the machine god is the prime pattern, but what it forms below the prime pattern, besides for the material universe, is the spirit world. The spirit world and all the other supernal realms are a reflection of the creation of the god. And those spirits are descriptors. They are what exists. Spirit, the character in Mage the Awakening for spirit, actually means in the original language, the language of the Magi, that which exists. And so in a world where suffering exists, that essence is there. You need to change the world to change the machine. Anyhow, 3 experience, everybody. Great job. So much experience that you've learned on this intense thing. Let's start with Mona for aspirations and obsessions, because I think you've hit all of them.
Finding out how things work.
That's 2. Take 2 for that one.
Is this experience or beats?
Beats. These are beats. So 3 experience, though, because
Okay.
it's the end of a major arc. All of these sessions with the Fools also encompass the fact that they aren't just doing this adventure, they're actually doing a bunch of adventures in between adventures that we're not seeing.
Fix the paradox, did not do that.
Ooh, that's an interesting one. I think that while you didn't do it, you do gain beats because you learned about how to do it.
Like
Okay.
a long-term aspiration.
Speak with God angels, yes.
Happens.
I found out I have a sister. I did not get a new wrench. Find God. I did find God. Wild. And destroy Abyss. I did destroy that first demon in the prison.
Yeah. But
Okay.
now you might reconsider it before you just destroy demons. In fact, this is the first episode where the main demon of the session was not destroyed because it was a player character.
Yeah, so are you Abyssal?
No.
Oh, okay, good. Because
Well,
then we might have to kill you.
It's whatever Cassidy's interpretation is.
There is a connection to the Abyss, yes.
Okay.
The Abyss is unreality, and reality is the God machine. So anything that's not behaving as the God machine is behaving in a paradoxical way because it's supposed to be doing what it's supposed to be doing. You stopped. That's against the rules.
But how about us? Because we're also untied to the God machine.
Well, you are and you aren't untied to the God machine. Werewolves fulfill a very special place for the world. They're like the antibodies. And mages fulfill a very special place as well for the God machine.
Yeah. Marcus, you're a demon, but you're a cool demon.
Well, thank you.
Puts on the shades.
Yeah, those shades were so cool.
Oh yeah,
All right.
those are
That was all mine.
All right.
$10. Worth it.
Victoria, any aspirations that you addressed?
The one I had added for this one was to stop Death from falling into the abyss, but don't think we done that? No, right? We just know it's happening.
We nuked the server farm, which
Yeah.
was the engine eating all the souls in the underworld.
Yeah, you did actually stop the ghosts from going to death. It was a bad reality for all the living humans, but it was a great reality for all those ghosts. So take a beat.
All right, cheers. Yeah, no, that's it. I should probably refresh my aspirations.
Absolutely. Ish.
I have hunt abyssal spirits, gather allies,
Yep.
and learn about how to fix the timeline. You have to figure out some kind of balance because everything seems way thrown off especially the present or future. Things are like way off. So we need to
for that. That's correct.
We need to So time is like an equation. And the answer to this equation of it's all these formula, and then the answer is just like error. This is not correct. Where we're going is not correct. So we need to fix the equation to get to a better writing.
It's almost like a disc balancing on the point of a pencil. And right now the disc is way out of balance. There's no way it can stay up. It is all about balance, everything. In this situation.
Ooh, look at that. So okay. All right. So I'll take okay. I never thought I would have a demon ally. How strange. What a fantastic debate about free will.
Yeah.
And the role of the creator entity and its role and what it wants from its creations, those who rail against it for freedom.
Demon the Descent was the first Chronicles of Darkness game I played. It was very Interesting.
It's a heavy one. It's got a lot there.
It's crazy.
Well, Corbin, it was so wonderful. My players, Corbin creates content that explains things in the world of darkness. So if you wanted to like know things about this universe, you could go there and accumulate lore. It's very nice. And
Yeah.
I mean, among other awesome content too.
It was so fun to play with you.
Thank you. It's fun playing with you guys. You guys are awesome. And you guys are all in the area, so I'd love to grab drinks at some point if you're ever around.
Yeah, that would be so fun.
Mona, I'm glad you're here. Help us destroy it. Good shot, Marcus. Fantastic.
I meet God and I say, wow, I didn't know you were a bear.
I did not expect that to be rare.
Oh yeah, welcome to the Fools.
This is how things go, honestly.
Yeah.
Ethyl stops pacing and snaps her head around at that statement. Didn't we go somewhere else where ghosts were getting eaten at that farm?
Mona does have it within herself to destroy the God Machine. It's an Archmage power called blasphemy.
You've never opened your eyes before, but now you can see.